Now we want to talk about the dirty tricks. And understand there are tactics and there are conditions. Tactics are fishing expeditions. They're known as dirty tricks. There are tactics. Then there's conditions. Let me give you an example of a condition. Honeywell is looking at space. The landlord wants Honeywell to sign a 10-year lease. The Honeywell corporate real estate executive says, I can't do a 10-year lease. And the landlord says, why can't you do a 10-year lease? And Honeywell says, I only have a 5-year contract with Boeing on this deal. If Boeing decides not to go beyond 5 years, why do I need this space for years 6 through 10? And if that's legitimate, that's a condition. So now you've got to decide, do you want to do a 10-year lease with the right to terminate at 5? Do you want to do a 5-year lease with an option to renew for another 5? You've got to find a creative solution. What I'm covering for the next 15 or 20 minutes, they're dirty tricks, they're tactics. And what you want to be able to do is if, let's say, you're using one of the settlement ranges that either Tim or myself have given you, you're saying, I am negotiating, I'm rooted in the marketplace, I'm not going to do anything foolish, I'm going to present value every offer, counter offer, I'm going to plot where we are, and at the same time, I'm going to observe the psychology and sort of the personality of the person I'm negotiating with. I'll see what kind of trickster that they are, and I'm going to make sure that I neutralize any dirty trick that comes my way. And as Tim and I have said over and over again, there is momentum and there is fiddle. And the more fiddle there is in negotiating, the less likelihood that deal will close. The more momentum that you have, the quicker deals get done, and the more, the more stable that they are, the less likely that they'll come apart. That's why you don't want to be in a position that you do not know what your opponent's doing to you. You get sucked into their tactic, and now you start wasting a bunch of time. So let's go over the tactics. And I want you to know there's also what we call a continuum. Some are very soft, like the bogey is a very soft tactic. It's still effective, but it is very soft, all right? And then you have what's called, like the note taker, which can be a very, aggressive tactic. They're all in the range, but you want to know what they are and how to neutralize them. So let's go over tactic by tactic. Let's start off with what's called, sometimes it's known as the Napoleon. For those of you that took psychology many years ago, matter of fact, a book that I finished reading, that matter of fact, the first time I was ever exposed to the Ackerman model came from Never Split the Difference. It was so cool that in this same book that talks about discovery and questioning techniques and how to use labels and things of that sort, he talked about, I couldn't believe it, I'm okay, not oh, you're okay. We've been teaching this for 30 years at the Lipsey Company.